Hello everyone, my name is Mutematis and I'm going to share with you how you can do simple plots, so how you can do basic geometry using dynamical mathematical software called GeoGebra. Okay, so I'm going to start basically with very simple things. And remember that the version of GeoGebra that I'm using is GeoGebra Classic 6. Okay, so you can also use the other version of GeoGebra. Maybe the different can only be the appearance of it, but basically this is what you are going to see if we're using GeoGebra Classic 6. Okay, now from there, actually now let us see how you can draw points in GeoGebra. So drawing points is very easy, and by points I mean, let's say you have something like this. Let's say you have you are interested in drawing let's say a point 2,3. Let's say you are interested in drawing a point 2,3. Now in GeoGebra, it's very easy. What you need to do is simply come to A. So you come to A and then choose a point. Okay, so after choosing point, now after choosing, remember that after choosing a point A, now this will be actually you will be seeing a rectangle, a blue rectangle. Okay, so a blue rectangle indicates that you are now drawing a point. Okay, so because we are drawing a point, we are drawing a point 2,3. Now what we can do is simply to find that 2,3. So we have 2,3, which is this point. So we have this, so we have 2,3. Now you can see that after drawing 2,3, now you have a point in a graph, and then you have the associated point shown at this side. Okay, so that is actually how you can draw point. And remember that because I have not uh, because still I have this, I have a blue rectangle. It means that I'm still drawing a point. So if we don't need to draw a point, so if you are done with drawing points, now you need to go back and click cursor. Okay, so after clicking cursor, it means that you are no longer drawing a point. Okay, and after drawing after clicking a cursor, you can see that uh, 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 a cursor is now actually within this blue rectangle. It means that now I have a free cursor. So even if you click at this side, nothing is going to happen. So be careful in this. After drawing something, make sure you go back to the cursor so that you can continue with the other thing. But if you let's say you are interested in drawing another point, then no need to go to cursor. So you can draw that point and then later go back to the cursor. Okay, so that is how you can draw a point in GeoGebra. Okay, and because I want to do another thing, what you can do is to remove this point. So there is a number of ways that you can do to remove this point, but one of those methods is that you can come at this point, then choose delete. Okay, so that point will automatically disappear. Okay. Now let us see how you can draw a line segment, or how you can draw a line through points in GeoGebra. That is very simple. Now remember that this is actually the symbol for lines. Actually, the toolbar, as you can see, they explained by these symbols. So if you are interested in doing points and the other things, I choose this. Because we're interested in drawing lines, then we are going to choose this. So after choosing that, you can see that you have a number of options. You have an option for drawing a line, you have an option for drawing segment, you have option for drawing a segment with a certain length, you have an option to draw a label, line, and the other things like that. Okay? Now let us say that we're interested in drawing a line between 2 points. Okay, because we're interested in drawing a line between 2 points, okay, then we have this option. And remember that at the time when you point this, you are going to get the instruction, and the instruction is that note this, after drawing, you can see the instruction at the point. The help are that select the 2 points or the position. Okay, so what you need to do, remember that this actually the the symbols explain themselves. As you can see in that case, you have 2 points and then the line pass through those points. Okay, there is no end points for that line, so it's actually extend indefinitely. So if we choose this one, be careful in that. But if we want a line which will start at a certain point and end at the certain point, you simply need to come to a segment, then draw that. Now we're going to see later. Now let us start with how you can draw a line. So you simply need to come and click line first. Now after clicking line, then you can choose the point where you want to click the to your line to pass. Let's say I want my line to pass between let's say we can assume, let's say I want my line, for instance, let me find a nice place where I can write that. Let's sorry, this is not wise. Let's say I want to a line, let's say, which will pass through points 2, 3, okay, and I want a line which will pass through point 0, maybe 0.5, like that. So the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to choose this line. So I will choose this line, which is 2, 3. First, I will choose this point 2, 3. Okay. So make sure that the first thing is that you've already selected that line. Okay, that symbol. Now I'll choose my line supposed to pass through 2, 3. So I'll choose 2, 3. So 2, 3 at this point. Okay, then after choosing that, I want my line to pass through 2, 3 and 0.5. Now where 0.5? Now 0.5 is at that point. So after drawing that, you will see that you will be able to move the line at any point or at any direction that you want. Okay, because I want the line which pass through 2, 3 and 0.5, then I will click at this point. Okay, you can see now I have my line. Now my line passed through point 2, 3, and then 0.5. And the good thing about GeoGebra, you will be able to see the equation at this line. As you can see, this is actually the line AB, which is this line, and the associated equation is minus x minus y is equal to minus 5. Okay, so after drawing it, automatically will be able to see the associated equations at that algebra window. Okay, so that is actually the good thing about GeoGebra. Now I'm done with this because I don't want this anymore. I want a clear window. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete each and everything. So I will delete this. I will delete this. So I don't want anything. So I will delete this one. Okay. Now let us see how you can draw a segment. Now because we are interested in drawing a segment, you simply need to come at this point and select the segment. So after selecting a segment, now you can choose the position of that segment. Where do you want that segment to be? Let's say I want that segment to be at between let's say I want to draw a segment, assume the same. Let's say we want a line segment between at points 2, 3 and 0.05. Okay, a segment. Now remember, this is not a line. Remember the first symbol was like this. We had 2 points, then we were interested in drawing a line which go to the infinite. Now in this case, assume, let's say we just need a line, maybe a line which pass through those 2 points. I want a line which pass through 2, 3, okay, and 0, 0.5, like that. Now what you're going to do is very simple. So you first come to this, select this segment, then choose 2.3, which is at this point, and again choose 0.5, which is actually this point. Okay, so we'll have a line segment. And the good thing about GeoGebra is that after drawing a line segment, it will automatically give you the length of that line segment. As you can see at this side, you can see that the length of this line is 2.83. Okay, so that is actually the simple thing about GeoGebra. So you can do the other thing. Okay, you can actually do a line. You can give a length to choose a line, and it's going to draw automatically. Now remember that after actually pointing the cursor at what you want, you will see the instructions. So, for instance, in this case, if we want to delay, is a select starting point, then the point on the lane. Okay, so we will have the instructions. So you simply need to follow the instructions in that case. So that is what you can do in GeoGebra. Now, because I don't want to draw the line again, I need to go back to the cursor. Be careful in this, okay? Because what GeoGebra is assuming is that if this is still within the blue rectangle, it means that you are still drawing a line segment. So I don't want to draw a line segment anymore. I want to do the other thing. So just go back and click the cursor. That means in this case you have the free cursor. So even if you draw at this, even if you click at this this window, nothing is going to happen. So I don't want this one anymore. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete this. So delete this. Then I'm going to delete this. So I have a free graph window. Now there are other things that you can do in GeoGebra. Okay, let's now see how you can draw parallel lines, so you can draw perpendicular lines and the other thing. So the other thing you can actually choose depending on what you want. So for the case of parallel lines, this is actually the instructions. Remember that the instruction is that select a point and parallel line. So because you want to find a line which is a parallel to a certain line, now let us see we have a line. Let's say we have a line. I'm going to assume I have a line segment, let's say from this point to this point. And what I need now is to find a line which will be parallel to this. So what you can do now is simply come to this and then select the parallel lines, because you want to draw a line which is parallel to this line. Okay. So so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to choose this, and the instruction is that select a point. So I'm going to select a point within this line. Okay, so after clicking within that line, you are going to actually get this this line, and what you need to do now is to move the cursor so that you will see that line which is parallel to that line. So move it. So after moving that line, you can position it at any point where you want. Let's say I want to position this line at this point. Okay, I don't want to draw the parallel lines again, so what I do now is to go back to the cursor. Okay, so just like before, you can see that the line, we have the line, we have this line, we have the line, we have the line G. We have the line G, and the equation of the line G is actually minus 3x plus hy is equal to 10.18. That is the good thing about GeoGebra. It does not only draw the line, but it will also give you the equation associated with that line. So now what you can do with this, remember that after doing that, you will be able to position the the line at any point that you want. For instance, if you come, let's say, at the end point, you can choose end point A, or you can choose end point B. Okay, I'm going to choose end point B. Just click at this point, just hold, click and hold. Okay, so after clicking and hold, try to drag at any direction that you want. So if I drag, let's say like this, then the line also is going to change. So that line will always be parallel to this line depending on the position that you are moving that line. So that is a good thing about GeoGebra. So that line will be always parallel to this line. So you can lengthen this line, you can shorten this line, but that line will always be parallel to that thing. Okay, and remember that at the time when you'll be moving this line, okay, the equations of the lines is going to change. Remember that this the equation of the pi line is going to change, and at the same time the length of the line segment is going to change. So you can see that this is actually be like this. So that is actually the good thing about GeoGebra. Now you can also draw the line which is perpendicular to this line AB. Okay, it's very simple. You just need to come at this point, then choose perpendicular line. Okay, so the instruction is that select point and perpendicular line. So the first thing that you need to select a point at that line. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select a point. Let's say I want that line to be at this position. So select, let's say, let me select at this point. Okay, and then you will be able to position your line. So you can position your line, let's say at this point or this point or this point, but this line will always be perpendicular to this line. Okay, and after doing that, you can see that the equation of the associated line is given by this one. Now, just like what we have done in the previous drawing, because we are no longer interested in drawing the actual the line which is perpendicular to line segment AB. Now let us go back to the cursor so that you can do the other thing. Now try to click point B and then try to lengthen it and shorten it, okay, or move it in different directions. So if you try to move it in different direction, this now, because we have also drawn the perpendicular line will also be moving. So it actually the line at point D will always be perpendicular to that line segment B. Okay, and because we have both now parallel and perpendicular, now you can see that after moving this, will be moving both perpendicular and parallel like that. So that is actually the good thing about GeoGebra. And from there, now there is another a feature which is very nice in GeoGebra, and it actually allows you to find the intersections between the lines. Now in this case, you can see that you have an intersection at this point, so you can find the point of intersection by using this one. Just come to this point, then from there you can see that there is actually a symbol for intersection, which will give you the point of intersection between two lines. Now what you need to do is that click at this point, then come to the line. Okay, so if you click at this line, tap, you will get the point of intersection at this point. So point E is which is actually the intersection of line G and H is actually 1.99 and 1.79. Okay, so that is a very good thing about GeoGebra. Very good thing about GeoGebra. And what you can do now, you can try to change the colors of the lines. You can change the line type. You can change the other things like that. And how can you do that? Just go back to the cursor, because we are no longer interested in point of intersection. We just need to do the other things. So just come to the cursor, and then after doing that, what you can do, for instance, let's say you want to change the color of this line. So go and click this line. After clicking this line, you will see this. Now remember, this will differ depending on the version of GeoGebra that you are using. Remember that in this case we are using GeoGebra Classic 6. Okay, so after clicking this line, you will see that there is a rectangle with black color. You can see that there is a line, okay, with a black color. And if we are not seeing this feature and you are using GeoGebra Classic 6, just simply click first to this symbol. Then after that, click the line. You will see what I'm seeing at this point. Now, by clicking that, now this option gives you an opportunity to change the color of that line. So I can change that to green. I can change that to this color. I can change that to this color. I can change that to this color. I can change it to this color, like that. So it allows you to change any color that you want. Okay, now you can also change the line type by coming to this point, and then you can choose this, so you'll get a dotted line. So if you don't need the dotted line, just come again, click this line, and then after doing that, you can go back to this line. Okay. Again, you can change the width of this line by either increasing this or by decreasing this. Okay, so it's also give you an option to do that. So that is the nice thing about GeoGebra. Now let us see how you can now sometimes you may not be interested in these points. in these points. Now remember that all the points, if all the points that appear in the graph window, they'll also appear in this in a GeoGebra window. So what you can do, the first option is as you can see, actually the point for instance in this case is blue, and in this case is actually blue. That means the color at this side is associated with what you are seeing at this point. So if you don't need point A, for instance, what you can do, the simple approach is simply come to this and then unmark this. Click here this circle, then this thing will disappear. If you don't need point B to appear, you can come to this point and click that, then that thing will appear. If you don't need, click point D, then come to point D and then remove this. If you don't need point C, then come find point C. Where is point C? Is this one. Then click, then going to disappear. If you don't need point E, then find point E, then mark this, going to disappear. So that is again the good thing about GeoGebra. So anything that you don't want at this point, just go and click at these circles, then it's going to disappear. So if we want the point back, go again to these circles and then click, then those points are going to appear. So that is also another good feature about which can be found in GeoGebra. Okay. Now, after doing that, sometimes you may not be interested in seeing the grids, or sometimes you will not be interested in seeing the axis. So what you can do, it's very simple. Make sure you are back in the cursor, then you click in the at any point like this. So you will see these these options. So if you click at this point, now the axes are going to disappear. So you can, if you want back, you click back like that. So if you don't need the grids, then go to the grids, then click play, so it's going to disappear. So if you want the grids to appear again, just click at this one. At the time when you'll be trying to plot the polar, then you can use another type of grids, which is actually this one. So that is how you can draw lines in GeoGebra. We have seen how you can draw points, which is very simple. Just come and choose points. So the other thing, like you want to draw a point on object, then you will have an option. If you let's say you want to draw or find a midpoint, maybe in a line segment, then just come at this point, then the midpoint of that line will appear. So it's depending on what you want. If you want to draw a line, a segment, if you have a line with a given length, then you just need to click those points and then you'll get what you want. If you want lines and stuff like that, then you have an option to do like that. So that is all about how you can draw lines and points in GeoGebra. In the next videos, we are going to cover the other things in GeoGebra and I hope this video is going to be useful to you. Thank you.